Then I think that there are many questions, some explicit, some implicit, came from the rich debate and discussion. First of all, I want to answer to some questions first. I think that in this situation, it's crucial that we try to focus on cooperation versus competition. I don't know if this is an answer, because we have to keep in mind that the economic impact in each country depends not only on the length of the pandemic in the same countries, but on the length of the pandemic, what's happened in all the other countries, because the interconnections between economies. Then, as I said a little bit in my introductory remarks, all the governments have to avoid to try an aggressive competitive approach in a situation in which we have interruptions or disruptions, some supply chains, that we have to rebuild that. I think we don't have to underestimate these interconnections. We have to, for example, to think that we have a potential big problem. I mean, not only economic depression, but or recession at the beginning, but we have a risk of a potential financial impact of the pandemic. For example, this financial turmoil can come through many channels. Imagine only the impact of the fall of price of oil. This can create a financial turmoil around the world. At the beginning, we had a supply shock because just for the lockdown, but progressively, this will become, it is becoming a fall in global demand. This means, for example, that we have a problem of urgency. We have to act then. One of the questions about what we have to do with the companies, how to support companies, loans or grants. My idea is that in this situation, in which we have companies without any incomes, they need, of course, loans, but grants, because in this way we can try to keep in business the companies. And in this way, the companies can channel income from workers and all the peoples that works around, that used to receive their income from the companies. Otherwise, we have to imagine a huge system of assistance for everybody. Then we have to avoid a long-lasting recession, keeping in business the companies, also through grants. This, of course, means that we have in this situation favor public debt versus private debt. This is my clear idea. Then I can answer one of the interesting question is that, okay, how to prevent the Great Depression? I think that we have to do something immediately. We can't wait just to support companies and people. But in this way, I don't think that we have to go against open markets. I mean, open markets nationally and at a global level. This kind, the governments, the state have to support directly the companies. This doesn't mean that we have to shift to you have a, on in a free market and the real competition in the future. But now we have in some way to defreezing the economy. And we have, this is important, many delegates told that we have to avoid a sort of deglobalization because we have to be awareness of the complexity of the modern economies. Somebody used to say nothing could be like before. But we have to keep in mind that we can try to improve, to have a better world, but the dynamic and the transition is important. If we destroy, if we destroy the complex interactions of the in the global economies, we need a long time to rebuild a new system. This means a very deep and long depression. Then we have to avoid to be too competitive, and we need to be more cooperative also because, as I said before, we need a lot of money. Government need a lot of money, and then all the central banks have to cooperate to give money to the government. Also, in some way, in not considering some current rules, because in a not in an exceptional situation, we have to look just right to the objective. Then the central banks have to play a big role, I think. Thanks.